I love fun fold dies and gorgeous patterned papers for my cards, but I can't afford either when my budget gets tight. Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Hashik, and in this video I share a solution to those problems: inexpensive die sets from Paper Wishes and a much less expensive way to have pretty pattern papers without the high cost. Just look at this first fun fold card I made for this video with this gorgeous floral paper that cost me just pennies because I use napkins instead of costly designer paper. This package of napkins was only $6.99. We got 20 of them in there, and they could easily make 4 cards per napkin. Now, I made them into this gatefold card using an inexpensive die set from Paper Wishes. It's the Creative Craft Products Perfect Gatefolds 5x7 Butterfly Gatefold Cards die set. So it has all these pieces to make all the layers, and of course, you know, you can score a gatefold card, but this has the butterfly shapes in all the layers, which would be impossible to do. So it has these 2 layers and all the butterflies, and I created this card. And then when it opens up, you can see that beautiful butterfly that I cut there, and I just sponged a little blue around there out, and that is in the center of the opening. Isn't that pretty? All you need to do is pick out a pretty napkin, and then you skin it, which is just taking the white pieces off the front. So it's really easy to do, but you just got to grab it. Okay, so it may have 1 or 2 plies to take off, but you just want to get it down to where you could basically see through it. And then this can be attached to with 2-sided tape sheets to a piece of thick cardstock, and then you can die cut them, you can punch them, or just use your paper cutter. Now I'm going to show you that in just a minute, but that is really easy to do, and all of these are going to make gorgeous cards, such as this one. I also made this card with that same inexpensive die set. This was only about $20, and I can handle $20 for a whole die set that's going to cut out all those pieces. In this case, I decided to make do a belly band, and this is the napkins that I chose. These are from Oriental Trading. Most of the napkins I get are from Oriental Trading, and there is a link there to them in the description box, and of course a link to all my blog posts with more details on the cards is there as well. You can choose cocktail size or dinner size napkins. Obviously both of them will work for making cards. In this case, I just thought that black and colored paper napkins were so pretty, and we're going to slide this off, and this is what the recipient will see. That butterfly and that sentiment are also part of that die set that I showed you. So another pretty inexpensive to make card using those products. Here is another die set that I recently got from Paper Wishes. I always wanted to learn how to easily make a Bendi card, and I couldn't resist this month's Fabulous Folded Cards die set. It was less than $20, and even on their Money Saver, even a little less expensive. They do have a subscription that you can get a monthly set of Fabulous Folded die set for even less money. But I, at this point, am choosing to just take a look at it and make a decision, which is what I really like. Most subscription plans, once you subscribe, you can get it only through the subscription, and at the end of the month they go away. But these dies are available with or without the subscription, and even after the month that they're featured are still available. So I really like that feature to be able to make my decisions as far as which ones to get. So this is the first card that I made with this die set. Isn't that cute? It is a Bendi card for Christmas. These are the napkins that I used. This one again, I'm sure is from Oriental Trading, I think. And it is a beautiful cardinal napkin. I obviously could use these to serve a Christmas meal, but when I look at napkins, I'm often thinking, will it make a pretty card? And then I also had these, and I thought they lined up, you know, they matched pretty good. So I did the bird in the back piece, and the two side pieces with these plaid pretty napkins, and this is what I came up with. Now when you mail these, of course, you can't mail them like this unless you were to put them in like a box envelope. So there is slots that these little tabs fit in, and you're going to take these out to mail them. They do come. And then lay it flat. And then you can, I thought on the back I would just put a note to the recipient to go ahead and put the tabs back in the slots, and then they would be able to display it. So they lay flat to mail, and then you put the slots back in, and they stand up for really pretty display. Now, of course, you don't have to have napkins. You can also choose pretty patterned paper, and that's what I've done here. I got the Delightful Daisies Blossoming Daisies die set and matching paper also from Paper Wishes, and I made this cute little one. So it is again standing up with those pretty cheerful daisies and a message, and then on the back I put another daisy die, and really cute. And this set was very inexpensive also at Paper Wishes. So I had this gorgeous set of cocktail napkins for a long time. And I think this one I might have found at Hobby Lobby. So obviously you can shop anywhere. If you see pretty napkins, grab them for your cards as well as for your dinners. So the first step again is to skin it. So I simply pull the top part off the other parts, and this I just use this as a napkin. So that'll be for tonight's dinner. And then I have a piece of thick cardstock, and I have my favorite Tonic Studios Craft Perfect double-sided tissue tape. Now I like it on this big roll, and I use a lot of it, but you can also find this in sheets if you think you'll just use, you know, you want to try it without investing in a big roll. So you're just going to take your two-sided sticky tape and apply it to your thicker cardstock. I suggest thicker. You could try it with the thinner. That probably worked just fine. But we're going to die cut these and use them as the card base. So I'm using a thicker 110-pound card base. Of course, just trim off any excess on the sides. And then I know that I need just half of this for the piece that I'm going to show you. So I just thought this scene was just gorgeous and would make a lovely card. So I am going to peel the top off of the tape. And then take the napkin and lay it down on that. You want it to be flat, of course, but if you need it, if there are any wrinkles, you can pretty easily just take the wrinkles out with a bone folder. So it attaches very well to that sticky tape and becomes like a pretty designer paper, but a very, very inexpensive one. I'm just cutting off the excess of the sticky. Now there are just 3 dies in this set, which is why, of course, it's so inexpensive. And then you could choose to use your own dies or your own whatever you have to decorate with it. I have this piece. Looks like I didn't cut this quite big enough. Let me fix that. So I just needed a slightly bigger, taller piece of that napkin, no problem. So I've done that, and this is the piece that I have now cut out. There is a slot in here, and that is going to be where one of the pieces is going to slide in. So I usually just take my pokey and just emphasize that slot a little bit to make sure that we do get through the cardstock, the napkin, and the sticky tape. So I have also taken a longer piece of that pretty napkin, and I have die cut the side pieces out of there. So there are 3 pieces, and they are obviously very simple to cut out, and they have the score lines in there and the slots in there. And this is going to be the right side and the left side. On this tab here, we're going to attach some strong 2-sided tape. And I have my favorite here from Tonic. Now, on the packaging for these fabulous folded cards, die sets, there is also always very clear instructions here, and then there's always a video as well. These are very, very simple to do. I'm going to remove the cover to the tape on this side, which is the right one, and I'm going to line this up so that the bottoms are even. Let's do it this way. Line it up so the bottoms are even, and then fold that over, and then repeat that on this side. And then this one, this tab here, gets folded down and slid into this one here, this tab slot here. And then this tab here gets folded down and slid into this slot. And it's that easy to make a bendy card. I used to have an old set years ago before I even had a chance to figure it out. It was so complicated, and then it went off the market. So but I always wanted to learn how. I know you can try it without the die sets, but believe me, this makes it so easy. I'm just not so sure why anybody would. So I wanted to make this a thinking of you card. So I have a pretty seagull die. I think this set is from Impression Obsession that I decided would be pretty here in the scene. Now I put sticky two-sided tape, that same tape that I showed you, on the back of this and my sentiment, because glue would work, but if you get glue anywhere else, it's going to ruin this pretty scene. And there's no way you're going to be able to take it off with like a glue eraser. Okay, so I have In My Thoughts, which is a sentiment. I thought was a pretty sentiment die. For this look. I could send this to somebody I was thinking about, whether it would be sympathy or get better or any of the reasons that someone might be in my thoughts. So I have a very easy to make Bendi card standing up with that gorgeous scene that cost me pennies because it was a napkin. I love how easy these were to make and how the dies and the paper did not break my crafty budget. To see more creative fun fold cards, watch the next video, and I hope you have a crafty, joyful week.